The 30-year-old man that killed music producer Clarence Avant's wife back in December was finally sentenced this week. He was the young 30-year-old who had fatally shot Jacqueline Avant, the music producer's wife, during a burglary at their home in Beverly Hills, California. He was sentenced on Tuesday to 190 years in prison. The man goes by the name of Aariel Maynor from Los Angeles, California. He pleaded guilty in a Los Angeles County Superior Court last month to first-degree murder, attempted murder, firearms possession, and residential burglary, and also for killing Miss Avant, the 81-year-old wife of the music producer Clarence Avant, and also for trying to kill her security guard, according to a sentencing memoranda. Maynor broke into Avant's home in Beverly Hills early on December the 1st and shot Mrs. Avant in the back with a rifle, according to the memorandum. She had been at home with her husband on the floor after she was shot. She was pronounced deceased at the hospital. As he fled the home, he fired between 4 and 8 shots at a security guard outside, but missed. It is unclear if he took anything from the home, but he went to the home looking to do a fast cash come up, because they have recording of him when he was in jail talking to another person on the inmate phone, which we would think people would know. If you talk on the jail phone, it's being recorded. And in that recording, it states that he had searched them out, found out who they were and where they lived, and then went to their house, allegedly trying to get $50,000. How did he know they even had $50,000 is beyond me. But this is what he said over the phone when he talked to one of his friends. The Beverly Hills Police Department said at the time he accidentally shot himself in the foot and called 911 on his own cell phone for help, according to the memorandum, because he actually had fled the scene and tried to burglarize another home in Hollywood. Under the sentencing imposed by Judge Catherine Soloranzo, Maynor will not be eligible for parole, and the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office said he had been on parole at the time of this murder. Maynor received a lengthy sentence under the state's 3-strike law for a repeated offender. Maynor's public defender declined to comment on Tuesday afternoon in another sentencing memorandum. He did not explain Maynor's motive, but he wrote that his client had become addicted to drugs after spending time in prison on robbery charges. The Beverly Hills police found that a day before the shooting, Mr. Maynor had used his cell phone to research Mr. Avant and his wife, the couple's home, and how to use an AR-15 rifle, according to the memorandum. A few weeks after Maynor killed Mrs. Avant, he was recorded telling a friend on a jailhouse phone call that he had planned to take $50,000 from the couple's home. Also in this memorandum, it stated that he also laughed about the publicity he was receiving. And that was one of the things that I talked about and that I talk about often when it comes to young people doing all these mass shootings. They do it also for the publicity. And this publicity is what fuels them to do more and more. And that's crazy. And even within that phone call, he said he did it for publicity. His friend said, "Why are you laughing? That's somebody's life." 3 days later, he told another friend on another phone call that he expected a sentence of only 20 to 25 years. And that's pretty sickening in itself. And this is what they think of it. They think it's fun and games. They think, well, I'm young, I can do 20 years and get out, and everything will be done. Everything will be fine and dandy, and I got my stripes. And that's why I agree that the 190 years is definitely good. That's great. But my stance is higher than the 190 years, because her husband, if he pays taxes, he's still feeding, housing, and giving him lights, electricity, water. I say you take a life, your life should be taken. And it should be taken publicly. That's my stance in all of this. Not you get to live longer than their whole family. You'll probably outlive the husband, definitely. And if they have children, you'll probably outlive them too. Who knows? So I don't agree with the 190 years. I think it should be an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. If you kill somebody intentionally, you should be killed yourself intentionally. If you kill somebody accidental, then now we can talk about the 190 years. But not for you doing a killing like that. It shouldn't be. And it doesn't make sense. But yeah, it's a blessing. And now her soul can rest that they did catch this retard for doing this heinous crime to this woman, this elderly woman, 81 years old. And it's like I say, a lot of these young people, they just want to go out big. So my thing is, if you want to go out big, we're going to take you out big and make a public nuisance of you, just like you made a public nuisance of the person you victimized. He made a public nuisance of that man's wife because it was all over the news. So there should be a public nuisance of him all over the news when they put him in front of the firing squad to hang him. That's what I think it should be. But young people, stop trying to follow and emulate other people. Do you be your own young man? And with that, I'm going to say this is the news in you. North, east, west, south. Unite from every alley in Cali, intersection and back street. Subscribe to the channel and hit the thumbs up on your way out the door.
I'm not who you think I am. Your perception is a lesson with a fail grade on it. Steady living life like I would never see the morning. True shit, man, I'm more than pain, I'm more than stain on sidewalk, I'm more than black skin on my face. Destined to be great, gotta elevate mind. Elevation is the game that I gotta play, gotta win, gotta find escape to a better day.